Imagine waking up tomorrow and hearing that the United States has won the FIFA World Cup. Not once, not by luck, but because it's suddenly become the best soccer nation on earth. Sounds exciting, right? There's just one problem. That's not how soccer works. America has the world's biggest economy, billion-dollar sports franchises, incredible athletes, world-class stadiums, and some of the best sports science money can buy. So why isn't Team USA lifting the World Cup every 4 years? If Americans are so good at sports, shouldn't soccer be easy too?
Well, yes and no. And here's where things get interesting. One of the biggest misconceptions Americans have is thinking soccer is just another sport waiting to be conquered. It's not. The United States isn't trying to become the best in a league of 32 NFL teams. It's trying to become the best among 211 FIFA member associations spread across every continent on Earth. That's like joining the world's toughest class halfway through the semester and expecting to graduate at the top of the class next week. Now, before soccer fans start typing angry comments, let's be fair. The United States isn't bad at soccer. Far from it.
The U.S. men's national team has qualified for the World Cup many times, reached the round of 16 in recent tournaments, and famously finished third in the very first World Cup back in 1930. The problem isn't that America can't play soccer. The problem is that the countries it's trying to beat have had a head start measured in generations. Let's travel to Brazil. A 6-year-old receives a ball for his birthday. He kicks it every day.
At school, on the beach, in the street, at the park, at family gatherings. He isn't going to soccer practice. He's simply living soccer. Now, compare that to a typical American kid. On Monday, it's baseball. Tuesday is basketball. Wednesday is football. Thursday is swimming. Friday is soccer. Saturday is whatever mom signed them up for this week. American kids become amazing all-around athletes. Brazilian kids often become soccer specialists before they even reach middle school. And yes, American parents, I know little Timmy is the next Messi, but if he's playing 5 different sports, Messi probably isn't losing much sleep.
Then there's the academy system. When players like Lamine Yamal, Jude Bellingham, or Pedri were kids, they weren't just playing games on weekends. They were training inside professional club academies every single week, learning tactics, positioning, decision-making, and technical skills from elite coaches. Many of Europe's biggest clubs invest in players long before they're old enough to drive. That's decades of football knowledge being passed from one generation to the next. The United States is building that system, but it's still relatively young. In fact, U.S. Soccer recently launched a long-term strategy with MLS, youth organizations, and other partners, specifically to produce more world-class players and strengthen development pathways. And that's where many people misunderstand the conversation. This isn't about talent. America has plenty of talent. It's about culture. Think about basketball. If you ask a kid in Indiana what they want to become, many will say an NBA player.
Ask a kid in Brazil, they'll often say they want to play for Brazil in the World Cup. That dream shapes everything. Culture creates participation. Participation creates competition. Competition creates elite players. That's why history matters. And speaking of participation, here's something surprising. Soccer is exploding in America. Recent participation estimates show around 20.5 million Americans now play soccer, with more than 4 million youth players registered through major youth organizations. Interest is growing too. A recent Nielsen study found North America now has more than 136 million soccer fans, while the United States alone has an estimated 62.5 million soccer followers. Nearly 2/3 of fans say their interest in the sport is still increasing. So if soccer is growing this fast, why isn't the U.S. already winning World Cups? Because growth isn't instant. You can't build 100 years of football culture in 10. It's like planting an oak tree and getting frustrated because it isn't providing shade next weekend. Even Major League Soccer understands this. Since the U.S. was awarded the 2026 World Cup, MLS has expanded with new clubs, new soccer-specific stadiums, greater investment in youth development, and rising attendance. Club values have tripled since 2018, and league attendance has increased by roughly 35%.
That's real progress. But here's another challenge. The best American players often leave. Christian Pulisic went to Europe as a teenager. Weston McKennie developed into a top midfielder overseas. Many of America's biggest stars now play against the best competition in Europe every week. Ironically, one sign that American soccer is improving is that its best players don't stay home for long. Now here's the part that might surprise you most. The question isn't whether America can become a soccer superpower. It absolutely can. The real question is, how long will it take? History suggests that football nations aren't built in one World Cup cycle. They're built over generations. The countries lifting trophies today spent decades creating youth systems, coaching philosophies, neighborhood football culture, and professional leagues. The United States is finally laying many of those foundations, and that's exactly why this moment feels different. The 2026 World Cup isn't the finish line, it's the starting line. So, will America dominate soccer overnight? No. Can America become one of the world's elite football nations? Absolutely. But soccer doesn't reward the richest country. It rewards the country that develops the best players, year after year, generation after generation. Money can build stadiums. Money can hire coaches. Money can create academies. But the one thing money can't buy is 100 years of football culture. And that's the game America is finally starting to play. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to Soccer Decoded, where we explain the world's biggest sport through an American lens, with facts, stories, and just enough controversy to keep things interesting.